Hello, I am David Terry, author of the book Lost Identity, The Search for Wellbeing, and survivor of childhood mesothelioma. That's a brain tumour for those who's watching my videos for the first time. Now, I've just started reading this book, failed state, so there's a lot that I actually have to get into before I can give a final review of it. But there's a lot within it which I do agree with. Now, I done my second undergrad degree in politics, philosophy and economics, so it is no surprise really that I do find a lot of this quite interesting and agree with a lot of what's been said. But I come at this, guys, from the perspective that I was on the Scottish Government's Human Rights Lived Experience Board, which was looking to support the Scottish Government's agenda of ratifying, not the right word, but implementing the human rights, the UN Conventions on Human Rights into Scottish domestic law. And what I found really early on, in fact, probably even before I had a first meeting, was that Scotland does not have the resources or capacity to introduce human rights, that's the UN Conventions, into Scottish domestic law. And where I think this whole idea came from, obviously it's something we do support, but I believe the Scottish Government were pressured into trying to implement the law in this way, and I say the law in this way, is to implement the UN Conventions into Scottish domestic law. And that's because the centre, i.e. Scottish Government, was being pressured by the periphery, i.e. the third sector, to implement a situation which allowed people to live well in the community and allowed them to have good well-being. Something we all support, but without the support of the UK government, which has a clear agenda for human rights implementation into law, UK law and Scottish law, the Scotland was at a disadvantage. And it was trying to basically do what the third sector wanted with one hand tied behind its back. Guys, I'm going to go away, read the rest of the book, and I'll come back and tell you what I think. Thank you.